These trees did not become small. The world around them disappeared. What we call rare bonsai is not the result of artistic mastery, but the consequence of forests that no longer exist, climates that no longer stabilize, and landscapes that no longer allow old trees to remain. For thousands of years, certain trees depended on slow conditions. Stable climates, intact ecosystems, and uninterrupted time. Modern landscapes failed to preserve those conditions. Habitat fragmentation, logging, and urban expansion interrupted biological processes that cannot be restarted. Bonsai did not emerge as an imitation of nature. In many cases, it became the final space where these trees could continue to exist at all. Not as forests, not as wild populations, but as living records of an interrupted world. In nature, rarity is often misunderstood. Rare does not always mean few in number, and extinction does not always happen at once. Many species disappear long before the last individual is gone, when they can no longer regenerate, adapt, or complete their natural life cycle. Conservation science describes this as functional loss. A species may still exist biologically, yet no longer function ecologically. When forests are fragmented and climates destabilized, old trees fail first, because longevity depends on continuity, not speed. This is where certain bonsai become rare, not because their species vanished, but because the conditions required to create them no longer exist anywhere on Earth. What remains is not abundance, but inheritance. Juniper trees still exist. They grow across mountains and dry landscapes. From East Asia to parts of the Northern Hemisphere, the species survived. What did not survive are the conditions that allowed ancient junipers to exist at all. The twisted trunks, fractured bark, and natural deadwood, seen in ancient junipers, were not designed. They were shaped by centuries of slow stress, thin soil, harsh wind, cold winters, and survival without interruption. These forms require one thing modern landscapes no longer allow: uninterrupted time. Today, even if junipers are replanted, the result is different. Climate instability, habitat loss, and shortened ecological timelines prevent new generations from repeating the past. Time in nature cannot be fast-forwarded. What took centuries to form can only be preserved, not recreated. Taxodium disticum, the bald cypress, evolved for a world shaped by water. It thrived in wetlands, floodplains, and slow river systems, where seasonal flooding was not a threat, but a requirement for life. Some individuals lived for centuries, anchored in landscapes that changed only gradually. Modern development altered those systems rapidly. Wetlands were drained, rivers were controlled, and flood cycles were erased. The trees did not vanish immediately, but the environments that sustained them collapsed. What remained were survivors, standing in landscapes no longer meant for them. In bonsai, ancient taxodium forms continue to live, removed from drowned ecosystems that no longer function. They no longer represent wetlands as they once were. Instead, they bear witness to landscapes reshaped beyond recovery. These trees are not preserved to recreate the past, but to remember it. Taxus cuspidata, the Japanese yew, is among the slowest growing trees in temperate forests. Its longevity is not an adaptation to change, but to stability, growing slowly in environments that once remained unchanged for centuries. Modern landscapes no longer offer that stability. Forest fragmentation shortens ecological time. Mature trees are removed long before they can fulfill their reproductive and structural roles. For species like Taxus, speed is not a challenge they can survive. Conserving slow-growing trees forces an ethical question. If a species requires centuries to mature, do modern societies possess the patience to let it live? Bonsai offers a reduced, protected scale of time, one of the few spaces where slow life can still continue. Pinus parviflora, the Japanese white pine, is not an endangered species. It still grows in the wild. It is still cultivated, and it is still classified as present. Yet something critical has been disappearing quietly. Many of the oldest bonsai pines originated from wild genetic lines, collected decades ago, under conditions that no longer exist. Habitat reduction and selective loss narrowed genetic diversity. What remains is a species that survives, but with fewer possible expressions of itself. Genetic extinction does not remove a species from the map. It removes depth, potential, and the ability to respond to future change. In this sense, some bonsai preserve what forests no longer carry, echoes of genetic histories that cannot be expanded again. Zelkova serrata once shaped the landscapes of East Asia. It lined rivers, forests, and village edges, growing freely into irregular, unpredictable forms. Today, most people encounter Zelkova not in forests, but as managed, standardized street trees. Urban forestry prioritizes safety, efficiency, and uniformity. Old, irregular trees are removed long before age creates complexity. What survives is a simplified version of the species, predictable in shape, replaceable in function. In bonsai, Zelkova is allowed to age. It becomes asymmetric, inefficient, slow. Paradoxically, what is considered artificial becomes the only place where natural aging is still respected. Preservation did not come from wilderness, but from intention. Bonsai is often described as an art of control, but control was never its original purpose. Bonsai did not emerge to dominate nature, but to respond to its loss. When forests became unstable, and time in the wild grew uncertain, across different species. Bonsai has become something else entirely. A living archive, preserving age, genetic depth, and form that modern ecosystems can no longer support. These trees survive not because they are small, but because they are cared for. To care for bonsai today is not merely to practice a craft. It is to accept responsibility for fragments of ecological history that cannot be returned to the wild. Bonsai exists where forests no longer can, quietly reminding us of what has been lost and what still depends on human care.